Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ken Knows Gambling. We're going to continue on with the series of the 300. And this episode is brought to you by Jan Sarin, one of my members, and comments a lot. So I appreciate you, Jan. You get to sponsor this again. I've got several new folks, so I'm going to redo my sheet so I can get all them in the mix. We're going to do Baccarat today. Now, we got to do it different than I've been doing. I don't have the money to do the hybrid. We could do the regression up and pull, follow the shoe, but I'm going to tell you, I was watching Jimmy Mastery today. And first of all, there's really not that many ways to play. Banker all the time, player all the time, follow the shoe, or follow the chop. And I'm guilty. I haven't talked about following the chop like I need to. But today, with as low as bankroll as we have, this is going to be a good opportunity to do it. Plus the way I like the way he did it. I was watching his show, so I'm going to give credit to Jimmy Mastery. And so I guess he's got some really good Baccarat things, but you can go visit him, Jimmy Mastery, jimmymastery.com, or just over YouTube, Jimmy Mastery. But I'm giving him credit because not for following the chop, but for reminding me of it. And I like a safety step that he has. And you know, I'm all about conservative, and so I like that. So first of all, let's go ahead and burn 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can be on the up and up. We want to see who's going to go first. All right. So it goes like that, like that, like that, and like that. All right. He's got a natural 8, so it's over there. So the player's going to win. And I like how he did this too. And I'm going to use black and red over here. So red is banker, black is player. All right. So you're waiting for the outcome. All right. And we'll put that, I guess, right here. He's got a board. You know, it's pretty cool. Now, that means, who just won that? Didn't the banker just win that? Shit. Or did the player just win that? I think the banker won that. So we're going to put a banker here. Now we're going to go to the chop. All right, so we're going to go player here, and we're going to put our first bet of 25 bucks. Remember, I don't need 25 bucks, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to follow the chop, but how he did it, I liked it only because it's conservative. All right, so there's a 5 versus a 6. He will only draw when he has a 6. This has to be a 6 or 7 or he won't draw. All right, that's just the rule. And it's not. So he ends up being a 4 versus a 6. So he's going to lose this one. All right. Which means the banker won again. All right. And then he talks about odds. I won't even go into that. But we're still going to follow the chop. We're still thinking the chop's coming. All right. So now you're going to go to 50 on player. Bankers win. Follow the chop. There's a 2 versus a 7. There's a 7 versus a 7. That's a tie. there's a 1 versus a 4. This has to be a 2 through 7 for him to draw. And it is. So he's got a 4. Even though he has a 4, he has to draw by rule. Because when he has a 4 and he has to draw a third card, if it's a 2 through 7, he has to draw. That's just the rule. Alright? So, he has a 4, he has a 4. He's either going to help himself or hurt himself. One or the other. And he hurt himself this time. He's got a 0. Because of that rule that was really supposed to help the banker, the player ended up winning the hand because of that rule. Alright? So that means we're going to win $50. Alright, we're going to bring it back into our rack. And we're up $25. Now let's put the black here for player. Alright, now we won our 25 and we can go. But following the chop, when I follow the shoe, I'm going for the streak. I try to stay even, and then when the streak comes, I can hammer it. I don't have the bankroll to do it that way. So playing the chop, playing sort of conservative, makes sense. Again, I'm giving Jimmy Mastery the credit, again, not for following the chop, but sort of how he plays it and reminding me I need to teach this more. And I'm sorry that I haven't. So the banker, the player one. So now we're going to follow the chop. We're going to go to banker for 25 bucks. There's a 5. There's a 0. You're going to draw no matter what. 5 turns into 0. We just need an ace, 2, 3, 4, whatever. We all zeroed. We tied. That's a shame. That's a shame. And plus, Jimmy's got these big-ass fucking cards you can see from 10 miles away. That's also pretty cool. Alright, there's a 2 versus a 2. They're both going to draw. There's a 0. He has a chance again, but he has to draw. He has to draw. 2, 5. He's going to win that one. Alright, so we win another quarter. Alright. That was a banker win. Let me get my black chip. Alright. No, player win. I'm sorry. Banker's red. Alright. So, hold on. Banker. Banker. We should have been on player. Banker 1. We're going opposite of player. We should have been on banker, which we was. We was on banker, I'm sorry. And then the banker wins. And then we won that. Okay? I've never used these before. Alright, so now, if we want to go again, banker 1, you follow the chop. And you come over here. We're doing good, so we're going to, and it hasn't got to where I have to stop. He's got a stop point that I think is very intelligent. So banker, we got to go player. Follow the chop. There's a 2. There's the 9. So we're going to lose that one. Alright, which means banker won that one. Like so. Again, following the chop. I forget what he said. It's like 12% chance for that to get 3 in a row. So now we're going to go to 50, following the chop, and hope it chops this time. Now, if it loses, he stops. There's a natural 8. A natural 8. That sucks. That sucks right there. 8, 9, 10, 14, 0. Okay, 14 draws. There's an 8 again. So 18 versus 4. Player's gonna win. A lot of times, tables chop. So here's what happens in this case. The player wins, like so. That way you win 50. Bring it back. Now we're up 75. That's enough for us. Okay? I mean, that's for us, what we're trying to accomplish. That's enough. You know, based on my small bankroll. And so I'm going to finish what I was seeing, what he was doing. Let's say, though, all right, that's the player, and you went over to banker. Now, this is just, I'm going to get this out of the way. You went over to banker because the player won. All right, player won, you go to banker. Let's say it loses, which would mean the player won for a second time. It loses. Now you're going to double up. Let's say player wins again. Here's the intelligent part. Banker wins again. You stop. You lost 75. That's enough. You stop and you wait for the banker. You wait for the banker. And it could go this way. Player. And you can say, oh, I missed the streak. Don't worry about it. You can't follow the streak and also follow the chop. All right? You don't worry about it. And then sooner or later, you've been out since here. You lost 75 bucks, no problem. Then sooner or later, the banker's going to win. You've been out of it. You've just been sitting there waiting. Now the banker won. What are you going to do? You're going to bet player, but this time you lost 75. Let's see if we get a little bit of it back, and it'd be something like player. All right, if it wins, you know, you win your 50 back, so you're only down a quarter at that point. All right, and then that means the player would have won, and then you go back to banker, drop it down to 25, and then so on and so forth. Maybe I'll go into more in depth one day, but it's basically just follow the chop with a safety net of once one gets to here. This is what you're wanting to see, is that those type of things. And when it gets too high here, you're out of it anyway, and then you wait, because a lot of times it's going to look like that. And I like it. Follow the chop. It's, again, one of the ways people have been playing it forever, following the chop. It's nothing new. But I like to stop right there. And it's a really, I guess there's other ways to play follow the chop, but he's got that cut right there, so you can't just get ass deep into a giraffe with it. And for our bankroll, it was perfect. So there you go. There's a little bit of Baccarat, a little bit of follow the chop, and one ladder, one time, and then if you lose, you stop, wait for the next one to come, and then keep going. Sooner or later, you should be up a few coins. It ain't made to make you rich, but survive and make a few bucks. I like it. I really do. And we're good, man. Let's see what we did. Let me get this out of the way. We won 75 bucks, so I get to bring my envelopes. And remember, I want you to fill all three of them, but for a while, I'm just going to go with the excess. But I want you to fill them all up so your muscle memory is there. All right, let's see what we got. We got 350 over here. So there's 2. There's 3. There's 4. 455. 5 is a tip. 350. Let's see. How can I make it 4 and 4? Now look. Now I can take 50, put it over here. I've got 400 over here now and 400 here. If this dies, I have a replacement and I don't have to start off at 0. Alright? So now it's 400 and 400 like I was teaching you, and we're on our way. Alright, we're going to try to get it up to $1,000. And there you have it. So, just another way to play Baccarat. And so shout out to Jimmy. Thanks a lot, bud, for reminding me. It's a very, very viable way, and I like the way that you kill it after that third one. Very good. So anyway, y'all, different way to play Baccarat that I've never showed, and I need to. So back when I get to the 5,000 bankroll, we'll bet some money. So until the next time, y'all, we're 11-0 now, on our way. Be great.